Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. This is your big brother, Dr. Umar Ifatunde Oguntade. I'm coming to you live and direct from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is a special No Thanksgiving edition of the Black Parent Teleconference. Brothers and sisters, please do not text me your name and city unless you have a question about your child. If I tap in with you live, you should only have a question about a child. If you do not have a question about a child, please do not ask to be brought on the live. Please do not text me name and number. So at this time, if you do have a question about a child, if you do have a question about a child, if you do have a question about a child, please text my cell, 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into this. If you have a question about your child, this is the Black Parent Teleconference. If you have a question about your child, this is the Black Parent Teleconference. If you have a question about your child, this is the Black Parent Teleconference. 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858. If you have a question about your child. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Brazilian Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Brazilian Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Brazilian Africans who I was with last week. Shout out to my Rio de Janeiro Africans. Shout out to my Salvador Africans. Shout out to my Sao Paulo Africans. Shout out to all my Brazilian Africans, South America. Stand up. Shout out to my continental Africans, my Ghanaian Africans, Nigerian Africans, Liberian Africans, Senegalese, Togolese, Benin Africans, my Kenyan Africans, Malawi, Congo, Ethiopian Africans, Eritrean, South Africans, Lesotho, Madagascar Africans, Cape Verde, my Angolan Africans, my Mozambique Africans, my Central African Republic Africans, my Cameroonian Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Caribbean Africans, my Jamaican Africans, Bahamian, Bermuda, Barbados, Turks and Caicos, I will see you Saturday. Turks and Caicos, I will see you Saturday. Turks and Caicos, I will see you Saturday. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Central American Africans, my Costa Rica Africans, my Panamanian Africans, my Canadian Africans, Toronto, Montreal Africans, my London Africans, French Africans, Irish Africans, German Africans, British Africans, my Virginia Africans, my Maryland Africans, my Texas Africans, my Carolina Africans, my Australian Africans, my Philly Africans, my Jersey, my New York, my Connecticut Africans, my Boston Africans, my Providence, Rhode Island, my Knoxville and Nashville Africans, my St. Louis, my Kansas City Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism. Brothers and sisters, hit the PayPal for FDMG Academy. Hit the PayPal for FDMG Academy. We are in need of more funding to complete the work. Please hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy, paypal.me/FDMG Academy, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. This is the Black Parent Teleconference. We will be on until 9 o'clock. 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858. If you have a question about your son or daughter, let me see if we got any tap-ins. If you want to tap in with a question about a child, this is the Black Parent Teleconference. If you're tapping in about anything else, I got to cut you off. Ifatunde 3 times. Andre 2482, what up? Megatron, Cape Town, South Africa, what up? Yamzi, what up? Trucker 10, what up? Jamal X, what up? Rico Bands, what up? Big Arkansas, what up? Y'all, you heard 19, what up? Isoon 44, what up? Emmanuel TXX, what up? The Pascal Isaac, what up? Dion Cito, what up? Ifatunde 3 times. Call G, what up? The Angry Gamer Gaming. Some of y'all might be bunny hoppers, so I need to stop shouting you out. Some of you might be bunny hoppers, so I need to stop shouting you out. If anybody got a question and you want to come up on the live, if it's a question about a child, come on up on the live. If anybody has a question, block you. Disrespecting the ancestors. Disrespecting the ancestors. I've been to Toledo, Ohio once. I got to come back to Toledo. If you want to come up with a question on the live, 215-989-9858. Maybe everybody worried about celebrating the European holiday instead of helping their children. I'll hang around till 8:30. I'll hang around till 8:30. See if we have any parents. They might be waking up late. Might have had a long night last night. Okay. Might have had a long night last night. So I'm going to give them until 7:30, brothers and sisters. Monkey Dizzy going once. Monkey Dizzy going twice. Monkey Dizzy going 3 times. Let me get him off. If you have a question about a son or daughter, you could come up on the live. Or you can text my phone, 215-989-9858. Coach T going once. Coach T going twice. Coach T.
Brother Umar, how we doing?
I'm doing well, brother. You have a question about a child this morning?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm expecting a child. In 8 months, I'm expecting a child,
Oh,
and my whole thing
congratulations.
is appreciate that, brother Umar. Um, Here's my thing: the whole education system, man. I'm not sure what I need to do with them education wise. You know, I'm thinking about homeschooling them. I know you're opening up a school here in a second. I mean, maybe sending them there. But I'm in the Philadelphia area. I would love to converse and have some conversation with you at some point.
Definitely. I mean, for the first 3 years of your child's life, it's all about literacy. You know what I mean? It's all about helping them master their basics: letters, colors, numbers, sizes, shapes, information, the states, the countries, all of that. At that age, that's when they soak up the facts that they're going to be able to need later in order to develop those higher level skills. Put them in front of books, cut off the TV, put down the cell phone, put down the toys. Let's do some Legos, teach them that nonverbal reasoning ability, the Legos, the puzzles, the coloring books, the black books. Don't put no Europeans in front of them. Don't teach them how to worship white people early on in life. Most black parents, they teach their black children to worship white people early in life. They surround them with white toys, white cartoons, white pictures, white everything. And then they give them a cell phone. They sit them in front of the TV. They put them on the internet. They give them YouTube. That's not what you're supposed to do. Old school is best with young children. Get them a bunch of Lego sets, the blocks, the coloring books. Read to them. That's what you're supposed to do, because your child's literacy, their vocabulary is going to expand tremendously from the time they're born until the time they start kindergarten. In fact, you might not acquire more language and vocabulary than you do between your birth and age 5. And we don't capitalize on that. What is the average black preschooler doing, 2, 3, 4? They on the television. They got a cell phone. Their parents are literally underdeveloping their children's minds by giving them all these electronic gadgets. That's not what young children need. They don't need devices. Okay, if you really want to build the intelligence of a young child, okay, you give them things that force them to use their mind, that force them to think. The Rubik's Cube, for example, build that non-verbal reasoning and build that verbal skill with the books and the reading, the letters and the numbers. That's what you're supposed to be doing early on. And then we should be ready for him or her by the time, kindergarten rolls around.
Okay, okay. So what do you think what do you think those next steps should be? When they start turning 4, 5, 6, when I have to send them to a school or
Well, it
potentially
depends.
homeschool them.
Well, you could homeschool. Nothing's wrong with homeschool. In my book, Black Parent Advocate, I have a whole chapter on homeschooling children. You just got to make sure you homeschool for the right reasons. A lot of parents homeschool just because they don't like the public school system. That's not good enough. You have to want to be a homeschooling parent. You have to be an organized parent. You have to be a parent who have enough time to homeschool your children. Okay, you got to be organized. You have to have a space in your home for homeschooling. You got to have children who listen to you. That's another thing. You cannot homeschool children who don't have any discipline. You got parents with children who have no discipline. You cannot homeschool children who don't have discipline. You also cannot homeschool children who don't like you, right? Now, that sounds like common sense, but a lot of parents, you know, are in denial about the fact their children don't really like them. So you're forcing children who don't like you to be home with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's not going to work. You also have to program for their social interaction and social skills development. Homeschool children are at risk for becoming socially autistic. And what I mean by socially autistic, they're not neurologically autistic, but they're socially autistic because their parents never gave them the opportunities to develop healthy social skills with children their same age. So you have to make sure they're going to be in extracurricular activities. You got to make sure they're spending time with same age children outside of their family. So you really have to plan for that. You also got to decide how long are you going to be homeschooling? Are you going to be homeschooling for a couple years? Are you going to be homeschooling until college? Are you going to homeschool the whole elementary school? You got to know your end zone because your end zone will dictate how you operate in your homeschooling program. For example, if I'm only homeschooling for 1 year, okay, that's fine. I could really go in really hard because I'm only doing this for a year. But if I'm going to be homeschooling all the way up to high school or homeschooling all the way up to college, I better know what the hell I'm doing. I better make sure I have adequate supports. I better have a couple of teachers or principals or other experienced homeschool parents who can guide me in what I'm doing. Because another issue with homeschool parents, you don't have a supervisor. You don't have a supervisor. The principal has the superintendent. The teachers have the principal. Okay. But homeschool parents don't have no principal. They have nobody to tell them if they're doing a good job or a bad job. And that's why I like it better when you have groups of parents working together to homeschool so they can hold each other accountable and make sure things are being done right. But you got to want to do this because you want to educate your kids. It cannot be a negative reason. If you have a negative reason for homeschooling, such as my child don't like school or I don't like public school, that's not a good reason. You got to have a positive reason. I want to educate my own children. You know what I mean? There's things I want to teach them that I know they'll never get in school. You got to have a positive reason and you got to have time. If you work in 3 or 4 jobs, you can't homeschool. And time goes by fast, man. Time goes by fast. So if you bullshit 1 year, that child is behind 1 year. You bullshit 2 years, that child is behind 2 years. You know what I mean? So if you ain't disciplined and organized, and if you ain't got children who listen to you and like you, and you ain't got the time or the structure or the support, those children are going to be home fooled. FOOL. Home fool, not home school. The wrong homeschool will lead to a home fool. And then you stick them kids back into school 3, 4 years later, and they're going to end up in special ed because they don't know nothing. Not because they can't learn. They were miseducated at home by their own parents. I see it all the time.
Absolutely. I'm definitely gonna get him involved in track and field, basketball, whole lot the chess. Oh, definitely chess, definitely
Hmm.
chess. Just like it's
Hmm.
pops, because I was a champion back in high school. So definitely chess, track and field, whole lot of activities. my wife, she's very, very supportive. So but these next crucial steps, like these next 3 years, 4 years, it's definitely gonna be a little bit of a shift. It's gonna be an adjustment period once they actually get here. So like
Hmm.
I said, appreciate you for coming on with me. I wanna come check you out, man. Next where are you gonna be at next?
Uh, Nat Turner, December 19th. There's a Kwanzaa program down in Virginia for Nat Turner. I don't have nothing local. The next local thing is New York City in January, Khalid Abdul Muhammad, a birthday celebration. Um,
I can make New York City. I can make New
yeah,
York City.
yeah. I believe that's the 12th of January. But I'm sure I'll have something local, closer. Just a
Okay.
matter of time.
Okay.
I'm always getting invitations. So
Yeah,
it's
so
just,
yeah, we definitely got to find some time to converse. So I can't wait for that. Can't wait for
now
that.
you say you were a chess champion.
Oh yeah, I was real good.
Then I might need you to teach it at the school, a couple of days a week, maybe after school.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh yeah.
got my cell number?
I'm all about giving back to the community.
Do
All
you have
about
my
that.
cell number? Take it
Um.
now. Are you able to take it now?
Yeah. Hold on. This is the direct line.
Yes, sir.
Hold on. Let me get a pen real quick. All right, I'm ready for it.
215
215
989
989
9858.
9858. Okay, cool. Can
So
I get a
shoot me a
quick,
text,
quick,
brother. Make sure you put chess on there so I know that's you.
for sure? Can I get a quick IG live, like Instagram picture, real quick, before I hop
Go right
off?
ahead. Go right ahead.
Sure. Hey, for the one time, Black Queens forever.
Snow bunnies never,
Snow
brother.
bunnies never. My man,
All
you have a
right,
good
man.
rest of your
Be
day.
safe. All right, King. All right, brothers and sisters. Do we have any questions from parents this morning? This is your time. Let's see.
Hello.
Good morning, my brother.
How you feeling today?
I'm doing well. Where you calling from?
Calling from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Around where? Oshkosh, Milwaukee,
Racine.
Racine. The last time I
Where you
spoke
was at?
in Wisconsin was Racine. I spoke for
Exactly.
the Urban League. I don't know if you were there a couple years ago.
No,
Okay.
I wasn't.
About 2 years
No, I
ago.
wasn't.
About 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
I wasn't there, but I watched it live.
Got you. Got you. So tell me what's going on, good brother. I just called you. I didn't read the text.
Okay. Basically, this is what happened. My son, he is twins. They was in first grade at the time. So basically, he was having, a little trouble because the thing is, I'm not with the mother. It was kind of a situation, how I go, one night stand type of deal. But I'm still trying to be in the kids' life. Still, making sure their education and making sure they, they right. And that's one of my main things because all my children have, went to college, got college degrees, and I want to make sure they got the same thing. Very smart kids, But my son, he got 14 referrals, and then he got suspended 3 times. So the thing about it is, they always send me the information afterwards. I mean, because they're not in my primary care. So, but I'm on the school, information where they send mail out to me, and I can go to the school whenever I want. But they don't never send me anything until 2 or 3 weeks later versus calling me as soon as possible. You know what I mean? So I could see what's going on because I'm a truly believer, you know, when a man is in the house with a woman is stronger, I believe that a man should always be a part of his, you know, his kid's life or their upbringing, you know, as they get older, you know, as they, you know, growing as babies, you know, from babies. And what I'm getting at is he's had 14 referrals, suspended 3 times. And like I said, households are different, ran different. And over here is strict, you know, just discipline, you know what I'm saying, getting your education, making sure you grow up right. So he, at this school, get suspended, get 14 referrals, suspended 3 times. And I get a letter in July. They want to have an IEP evaluation. And me working in the school system some years ago, I understand IEP, and then listening to you break it down more from years ago when you talk about the, you know, the IEPs and you talk about the psychology and stuff like that. It brings more to me. So now I'm in that situation. So I had this meeting August 4th with like 7 psychologists. The mother is on Zoom, and the thing about it was I wanted to be directly in the meeting, which I was directly in the meeting, and she was on Zoom. And my thing is, how can a principal try to diagnose your son with autism? So they try to
principal can't diagnose your son with unless the principal is also a certified school psychologist or licensed school psychologist. They cannot diagnose your son.
Exactly. And I'm sitting here trying to explain this, which, you know, one of the psychologists, you know, she's a sister. I know her personally. So I called her right away. It was like, I'm like, man, like, what's going on with this? She was like, just come to the meeting, because my understanding is that a kid can't get an IEP evaluation unless the parents sign for it.
That is correct.
Okay, because I didn't sign for nothing. So basically, I'm trying to tell her, like, you setting our son up. You talking about, I said, he need discipline. I said, you want to take the toys from him. You want to take the video games from him. And I'm trying to discipline him. When I discipline him, you know, he okay.
But discipline doesn't have anything to do with the autism. No, I don't understand how the autism factors in on that.
Exactly. So I'm saying, like, you know, man, Dr. Umar, when I tell you he's a second grader reading at a 4th grade level, all his test scores is be above everything. So I'm looking at it like, well, how he supposedly had autism and my daughter don't, because it's twins. So
well,
like,
one child can have it and the other children don't.
Right, but I'm like, no doctor never diagnosed my child with no autism. This is a principal talking that convinced her to tell her that your son got autism. That's clearly not right. So when I go into the meeting, hard in the paint. Like, hold on, we're not gonna do this one. You're not gonna say my child has some autism off of principal's word. And they're going to say, well, have you ever been diagnosed with anything? I say, yeah, he's been diagnosed. Only thing he's been diagnosed is with asthma, because I paid a doctor bill. He only got asthma. There ain't no doctor never told me he had no autism. So where's all this coming from? And my thing is, she mad talking about, oh, I messed up her check. Like, what is you trying to, you setting this kid up for failure? Because when you go to the schools here, 3 schools you go to, when you got IEPs, and your next step is jail. Because I didn't seen it. And I'm like, you trying to get a check off of this woman and told you that our son got autism, and you fight me to death because I'm battling these folks about our son, that they're wrong.
Okay.
Like it's to a point where it's like when I go to the school, it's like, you can't or now you can't come in, because I'm one of them dads for all my children. My daughter's 35. Ever since my daughter was a kid, three of my other kids, I went to their school every Friday like I do now. Every Friday, have lunch with them, sit with them, talk with them, see if everything is, they doing good. I go to this school, I can't even, they want to try to, oh no, you can't come to the school, you can't do this. And I think it's because the fact is that the way I come as a concerned parent, I'm a concerned father. I go to the teacher conference, I'm there by myself. It's like I tell folks, I say, look, the white people's coming in there with the husband and wives, the sisters is coming in there by themselves. I'm coming in there by myself. Because you don't want to come with me about our kids because you're trying to do some other stuff.
Gotcha. So
you.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying because they didn't convince you to think that you had autism and it wasn't even approved by a doctor, or you know what I'm saying. And then when I meet with these people, it's like a psychologist got to sit in a room and this and they saying all of these great things about them, but when I'm not there, it's a whole bunch of other stuff going on. So I'm like, why is it great when I come, and then it's crazy when I ain't there?
Got you. Okay. So I need you to give me a question. I hear you loud, but I'm not sure because you gave a lot there. Give me a question I can answer.
The question is, how can a principal diagnose your child with autism?
They can't. No principal can do that. It has to be a school psychologist.
Okay, that's all. Okay,
you feel me? And if you have something on paper showing that a principal classified your child with autism, then you can get a lawyer and sue the school district for violating the law. Principals can't diagnose. The only person in the school who can classify, because we don't use the word diagnosis in school, diagnosis for the clinic or the hospital, so it's classified. The only person who can do that is the school psychologist.
Okay.
You feel me? And if you find that someone else did it, that's a lawsuit. You can't do that.
Okay, good. Because like I say, man, it's like I say, I know how these IEPs work. Like I said, I didn't work in alternative schools. And like I say, I'm very educated. And I know damn well there's no principal gonna be diagnosing your child with no autism. And then once I bring up, when I brought that up and stuff like that, it's just like, oh, we can't let him in there. Because I told him, I said, well, my son, I need an IEP or such and such. I said, well, can you get a 504? Oh, everything in the room got quiet. Because we know who the 504s is for.
Right.
And so, so, that's my thing. And then they trying to, like I say, so now they keep trying to push the IEP stuff.
I got you, bro. Well, let me do this. Let me run on to another parent, good brother. But you got my number, so if we need to do a consult, just text me and we can schedule that.
Okay, I thank you, and I appreciate it.
No problem, brother. Be safe, man. All right, got you. Do not FaceTime me. I do not do FaceTimes. I do not do FaceTimes. So do not FaceTime me. If you FaceTime me, I'm going to block you. Okay? And I definitely don't do FaceTime with men. I don't need to see no man face to talk to him. I don't need to see a man's face to talk to him. Brothers, don't ever FaceTime me. Sisters, I'm not accepting your FaceTime either unless you're a member of the Ifatunde Queendom. If you're not part of the Ifatunde Queendom, you shouldn't be FaceTiming me. The FaceTime is reserved for a select few women on the planet. Ifatunde Queendom. If that ain't you, don't FaceTime me. Somebody FaceTiming me anyway, so I gotta block you. You're hard to hear. Okay. Block. Go to the block party. We having a block party. Anybody got a question about their child? I think we're gonna finish early today. Let's see what we got up on him. K-Baz97. You have a question about a child? Mental health, education, K-Baz97. I need to see your face. I need to see your face, sister.
Okay, I'm coming. Mama, do you have a question? That's surprising because my mother is right here.
How you doing there, Queen Mother?
Oh,
Good to
hold
see
on.
you. Good morning. What's your question there, my beautiful sister? I want you to go natural and get rid of that red hair. You got a beautiful face. Go natural.
Okay, I'm bald.
We burning weeds for the new year, my sister. We are burning wigs and weaves for the new year. Oh yes. How you doing there, Queen Mother? That's
I,
right, natural. That's what I'm talking about.
I,
That's what I'm talking about. Caramel natural. That's what I'm talking about. All
Good
natural caramel. Oh yes.
morning. I
We
wonder how.
burn the New Year's resolution is all queens must go natural.
That's right. Well,
All queens must
shalom,
go natural. That's the
shalom.
New Year's resolution. So let me ask you, do you have a question about a child this morning, my beautiful African sisters?
You said about a child.
Yes, ma'am. Education or mental health?
Yes,
Education or mental health?
my daughter. I have questions about my daughter.
I can't hear you that clearly, mama. You're a little blurry.
It's like when it's oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna have y'all tap back in because y'all a little blurry right now, ladies. I'm gonna have y'all tap back in. Wait a minute. There we go. Say something now. All right. I'm gonna have y'all tap back in. Okay, if you have a question about your child, you can text 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858, or you can tap in live. Okay, let's see. iSun44 going once. iSun44 going twice.
Hi, doctor.
Good morning, young lady.
Hi,
Uh,
doctor. It's my honor to be speaking with you.
okay. Where are you joining us from?
I am actually in Philly.
You're in Philadelphia, and do you work
I
with
am in
Black or
Philadelphia.
African children at all?
My husband is black, and I have a black son on the
Okay.
way.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
would show you my belly, but I'm too shy.
Okay, so you're pregnant with another child.
Yes, I am,
Okay,
and
but you
I'm
already have a
deciding.
blazing. You already have a black child, and you're having another, or that's your first?
No. Mine is incoming. This is my first child. I just
Okay,
got married.
okay,
Yes.
understood. To a black man.
Yes, indeed. Who's
Okay,
Philadelphia?
and and
And
and
I
and
love this.
and 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 and, and, and what led you to marrying a black man?
I've just known him since since forever, and we have the best friendship and the best relationship and the best love.
The best friendship, and I'm wondering, how does your family feel about you having a black husband?
You know, I don't give an F about what my family says ever. I just live my life.
I understand, but how do they feel though?
You don't want to hear about that. They are
Sure, I do.
Chinese and they're from China, so I
Hmm.
don't have to tell you, you know.
And I've been to China a few times, so I definitely
Oh,
understand.
you have?
Yes,
When's
ma'am.
the next time you'll be in China?
I think I'll be going back to China in the spring. There's a conference.
Really?
Yes,
In what city?
yes, ma'am. But getting back to the conversation though, how does
Yes.
a Chinese woman from a racist Chinese family
Yes, indeed.
with a black husband?
I mean, that's the $1 million question. I could go all night about our love story, but I guess my question to you would be, I just wonder how I can raise my Malaysian son the best way. Like, I have the option between raising him in Philly or in San Francisco or in London or in China, but I wonder what's the best course of action. I just want to raise someone who's strong and independent and sure of himself and is able to build a bright future. So I just wonder if you could give me some pointers.
What identity do you plan to raise him under? Will he be raised as a black child? Will he be raised as a Chinese child? Will he be raised with a mixed race complex? Like, what identity do you plan to foster into him?
I, I have no idea. I mean, factually, he would be Blasian, wouldn't he?
Yes, but racially and politically speaking, he would be black.
He would be black, and he would also be Chinese, equal part black and Chinese.
Right,
That's just
right. But since Chinese is a nationality and not a race, he would be African
yes.
American, but
He
people
would be.
is Africanity first. So then the
Mm,
question becomes, even though he will personally embrace heritage on both sides of the family, politically and socially, what is the benefit of him being raised with a mixed race identity when the world will see him as black first? Even in China, where I've met plenty of mixed race Blasian children, even in China, they're treated just like black people. So why not raise him as black politically and racially? Why the need to be raised as Blasian when everybody's going to see you as black anyway?
yeah, that's a very good point. I guess my question would just be, in practice, like, how can I raise him better as a black child?
Send him to my school and I'll make sure all that's taken care of. You won't have to worry about a thing. The
So
Frederick
we're gonna stay in
Marcus
Philly. We're gonna
Garvey,
stay in
we
Philly.
accept all mixed race children. We accept them all. We want
Really, you
them all.
do?
Yes, we will
I mean,
Africanize
you
your
would.
son. And he will still know his Chinese roots and he will still respect his Chinese roots, but he will be 100% unapologetically African. But you must also understand that he will be taught that his father engaged in romantic betrayal against the African race.
You know, this is exactly why I hesitate to put him on because I know you don't approve of his bunny hopping activities.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yes.
indeed.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, love wins, and love
He
has
chose
won,
rice over
and we have to
sun.
deal with the consequences. Hmm?
Yes, he chose rice culture over sun culture.
He did. He hopped a rice bunny, and then we have to live with the consequences.
Yes.
Um, but I will be in China next spring, hopefully, and I hope to see you here. And I have to say that there are a lot of rice bunnies who are into your work and into you, and like just like so into your charisma. And I know that you're not all about that, but just want to let you know that they're out there.
I appreciate the support, and I am aware that I have Asian fans, and I do respect them as I respect all people. I do believe that once African people retake ownership of the planet Earth, we can then all live in a world of authentic brotherhood and sisterhood, regardless of race. But until Africans are put back in charge of the planet, we're going to continue to deal with racism. So I'm looking
Yes,
forward to
indeed.
of the great African Renaissance and the great African redemption, because under African leadership, I believe the world can function under truth, justice, and righteousness. And that's what we're striving for in the Pan African movement. But I'm serious. I
And,
want your son at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy.
and last question, what should we name him?
You know what? There have been some great African heroes of Asian culture, and I think you should research some of them. And not that you have to give him a name of an African hero in Asian culture, but if you wanted to blend both of them, there's definitely some great black men of antiquity uh, who you will find spent a lot of time in China and did some great things in China. The samurai, the ninja orders, both of them were founded by the early Africans who came into Asia and settled and civilized. And you could potentially give him an Asian name, but for an African personality, if you wanted to go that route. But if you don't have to, right? Because if he's African, you can give him a name from any African culture, not just Asian African culture. So I think you really have to meditate on that. But I would
Yes,
also
indeed.
offer you this. In most African cultures, after a baby is born, there is a naming ceremony where
Oh,
a name is
wow.
chosen based on that child's purpose in this world. So you could go spiritual. You could go straight spiritual and do a traditional African naming ceremony and let the spirit, the ancestors, choose that name for your son.
That sounds good. And do you confirm that, do you support that Taiwan is part of China and not an independent country?
I have to study more on the politics of Taiwan because I've heard about the struggle there. And before I give an informed opinion, I think I need to study more about the political struggles of the Taiwanese people.
Oh, you're always so diplomatic, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Well, peace and Pan-Africanism.
Thank you, young lady. Enjoy your day. One
Thank
love.
you, Doc.
All right. Black queens forever. Snow bunnies never. Black queens forever. Snow bunnies never. Why I can't see y'all comments? Are y'all commenting? Why I can't see y'all comments? Why I can't see y'all comments, brothers and sisters? Somebody said, Dr. Umar, the Thanksgiving turkey is in the oven. Can I please feed you some yams? At ease, my sister. At ease, my sister. What do you mean you want to feed me some yams? Are we talking about potato yams, the orange yams, the purple yams, or are we talking about your yams? The sister says she wants to feed me some yams. Okay, my queen. What yams are we talking about? Because I do love yams. I love me some sweet potatoes. Are we talking about the sweet potatoes on the plate? Or are you trying to feed me some other yams? Like what yams? She wants to feed me some yams on Thanksgiving, brothers and sisters. She wants to feed me some yams on Thanksgiving. The question is, what yams is she talking about? We must stay focused, my beautiful African queens. We must stay focused, my beautiful African queens. Let me see if we have any questions. Let me see if we have any questions. Please don't wish me a happy Thanksgiving. Please do not wish me a happy Thanksgiving out of respect for the Native Americans. Out of respect for the Native Americans, brothers and sisters, I do not celebrate Thanksgiving. So please don't wish me. I will never celebrate the genocide of any people. I will never celebrate the genocide of any people. I will never celebrate the genocide of any people. So please don't wish me happy Thanksgiving. With that being said, my Philadelphia queens, if you got an extra sweet potato pie, if you got an extra order of that blueberry cobbler, if you got some yams, some greens with the turkey juice, if you got an extra side of that beef tongue banana pudding, my Philadelphia sisters, my South Jersey sisters, my Delaware sisters, my Northern Maryland sisters, if you are in the FDMG quad state, if you are in the FDMG quad state, if you are in the FDMG quad state of Southern Pennsylvania, Southern New Jersey, Delaware, or Northern Maryland, and you got an extra sweet potato pie, oh yes, I will come and pick up the sweet potato pie. King Kong will come pick up that sweet potato. I will come pick up some of them greens with the turkey juice. I'm not coming in your house, sister. You will not Bill Cosby me. You will not R. Kelly me. You will not Sean Puffy Combs me. You will not Kaylin Walker me. I can't come in the house, my sister, but I can do a drive-by. I will do a drive-by for that blueberry cobbler. I will do a drive-by for that banana pudding. I will do a drive-by for that sweet potato pie. I will do a drive-by for that stuffed turkey. I would do a drive-by for that corned beef. I would do a drive-by for that coconut rum cake with the coconut chip vanilla icing. Just text me the address and tell me what time to do the drive-by. I'm not coming in your house. I'm talking to the queens of the FDMG Quad State. That's Southern PA, Southern New Jersey, Delaware, and Northern Maryland. That's the FDMG Quad State. I'm not coming in that house because you're going to try to quid pro quo me. I'm not coming in that house, but I will do a drive-by. I'm still trying to find out what kind of yams this sister trying to feed me. I'm still trying to find out what kind of yams this sister is trying to feed me. But if you have a question about a child, I don't got no text for kids this morning. L Boogie, good morning, L Boogie. Lady J, good morning, Lady J. You handled that call very well. Thank you, Empress. We have to be diplomatic. We have to be diplomatic. Let me do a tap in. I don't know why I can't see your comments. I don't know why the comments. What's going on with the comments? Okay. Goddess Neff going once. Goddess Neff going twice. I will do drive-bys for the desserts. Ladies in Philly, I need a plate. Ladies in Delaware, I need a plate. Ladies in South Jersey, I need a plate. Where my Camden queens at and my Willingboro queens at? Where my Dover queens and my Wilmington? Where my Chester queens and my Essington, PA queens? I'm going to cancel Goddess Neff. Who wants to tap in with King Kong? Who wants to tap in with King Kong? I can't see y'all comments. Well, I can't see no comments. Sister Amanda going once. Sister Amanda declined. Sister Amanda declined. Who tapping in with King Kong? Who tapping in with King Kong? Sister K Sparks going once. Sister K Sparks going twice. I need to see your face, my beautiful African queen. I see that natural hair. That's what I'm talking about. How you doing, Sister K?
I'm sorry. Hello.
How you doing, my queen? Why you not on camera?
Because I was turning on my light and I was sitting in the area so that you could see me. Hold
Okay. Take your time.
on. Okay.
All right, beautiful. How you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you?
Doing all right. Where you at in the world?
I'm in North Carolina.
Around what city? You ain't got to give me a specific. Give me the major city that's closest to you.
Fayetteville.
Fayetteville, North Carolina. I
Mm-hmm.
spoke there once. Isn't that where North Carolina A&T is?
A&T is in Greensboro, so that's at least 2 hours
Yeah,
away from
okay.
me.
I spoke in Fayetteville one time at a small
Mm-hmm.
community center about 3-4 years ago. I remember Fayetteville because it's a military city, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So go right ahead, my queen. And I want you to shave that hair off and start fresh with a baby afro because you got that beautiful smile, them beautiful cheeks, them
I had
sexy
actually
eyes,
just
that
detangled my
beautiful
hair from
butter almond
dreads.
skin. What you gonna do with the hair?
I had just detangled my hair from my dreads from having
Okay.
them for
Why
like
why why
3
you
years.
take the locks out?
Um, because they were pulling at the front and I was losing hair at the front and I didn't really know how to.
Okay. So what we gonna do next? Please tell me we're not gonna throw a blonde weave or wig on it. Please tell me.
No, I'm not doing weave no more. I'm not doing weave.
Okay. So
But
it's gonna
I
stay
just be wearing
natural.
my hair in like braids and then I'll
Okay.
put um a scarf around my hair and
So
do
you're
an
gonna keep it
eyelid.
natural.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. All right. All right. All right. Go ahead and tell me. Well, do you have a question?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So I just kind of wanted to know, because it was a situation that I've been in, and so I wanted to know, like, I didn't want social services getting involved with. I have a 6-year-old son,
Mm-hmm.
and he kind of has like a speech delay. But I kept telling them that I did not want them evaluating him because he just needed more time to kind of like get his words together and slow down on speaking. That was last year. This year, his speech has improved a lot. And they were still trying to ask me, they kept asking me, was he full term, which he was. And they kept asking me, was he, I guess like delayed, like retarded or something like that. And so I was telling them that no, he's not. And he actually writes with his left hand like his father.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, he probably thinks a lot faster than a lot of people. And if I'm not mistaken, those are considered gifted people. And so they have put social services on me, and they have a whole case up. I'm up against the whole case with them in regards to they have put me down as neglect and dependency. And so the county that it's in, I've been, the judge, she's white. The DSS attorney, they're white. And my baby father, he has said that the worst people to sit next to is a black lady sitting next to a white man. I'm in the courtroom. I'm quoting them the GS bills from North Carolina, and I'm also telling them what they're in violation of. And the judge, she's a new judge. She's only been a judge for a year. And so she just keeps continuing my case. And they had just took my kids from my mother's house, and they're not trying to tell me where my kids are at. The social worker, she isn't telling me where my kids are. She's not letting me speak to my kids or anything like that. And the last time I spoke to my child was over a week ago. My daughter, she was crying. She's 11 years old. She was crying, and she was asking me when am I going to come get her? And I was just trying to like tell her I'm coming, but
It's okay, mama. It's okay. It's okay to cry, and I'm sorry you're going through this. I'm very sorry you're going through this. One of the things I don't like about child services is they serve as judge, jury, and executioner of our families. Like, they give these people, regular employees, the right to take a child from a family without a hearing in front of the judge. I think it's one of the most unfair things in America. And I can't believe that our black elected officials have not done more to push back and fight back against the oppressive family service system in the black community, because the research shows us they target us more. They take our kids more. They are not likely to give us the benefit of the doubt, right? False accusations, assumptions, prejudices. So I understand your pain with this. Now, are you saying that they gave the children, how many children do you have?
I have 3.
Okay. And they gave all 3 of them to your mom.
Yes.
Okay.
And the father for the last one, he had got into the case at the last minute, probably like a month or two ago, and they completely gave him to him. He has no job, and they just gave him the kid, and he's in compliance with them. Whereas is no communication with the baby. And my last baby, he would be 3 December 30, and my second son, his birthday is on Kwanzaa. So I feel like that they was waiting until this moment because it's the holidays, and that's something major to them. To they've been saying that the agency is closed, we won't be able to get back in contact with you about your kids and stuff like that, and they're not telling me where they're at or whatever. And so they kind of just getting away with it.
Okay. Okay. You may have to find an attorney
I've had two attorneys in that county, and I've had to fire both of them because the attorneys are supposed to represent you, and whenever you're asking them to file certain motions, they're not. They're just having like a back about it. They don't want to have any like they're not wanting to push any motions. And I've been doing the footwork with my first baby father. We've been doing the footwork for the case, and so they definitely don't like that. I guess they were thinking that we were going to be. I look kind of young, and I got tattoos on my face, stuff like that. But I guess they were thinking that they were dealing with some dumb black people, and so anytime that we've been in the courtroom, it's just a bunch of like white people. If it's a little bit of black people, then they're kind of docile. The white people, they will be in the courtroom and they will be junkies. Like I will see them in the courtroom and I could tell that they're high on drugs. The judge, she's giving them back their kids. They're saying that it's supposed to be contempt of court for a lot of cases. You're not supposed to be around your kids by yourself. And the white people, they'll be sitting in court saying that yeah, they had the kids by themselves and they're not supposed to. She's giving them back the kids, and then whenever I'm in the courtroom, she just keeps continuing it. And the clerk, she's even have been taking my documents. The last court date I had was a week ago. I had a bunch of documents for GS bills that they were violating on, and the clerk held it. And then at like 4 o'clock, when the court was about to end, she handed them back to me, something that I had to follow myself. And I was like, well, why would you tell me to bring my documents up there so that you could file them for me, and you were just going to hand them back to me at the end of the court date without even having me be heard? And I was like, y'all were trying to documents for DSS and the judge to know what my argument was going to be that day, so that y'all could kind of get ahead as far as what I was trying to push up against them. And that's what they've been doing for the last year now with me.
Okay. Well, what I'm gonna do, Queen? Do you have my number?
No.
Are you able to take it?
Mhm.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'll give you a tour of my house. All right, I'm ready.
Okay. 215
Mhm.
989
Mhm.
9858.
Okay.
So just text me and keep me posted. But I'm telling you, with that family court system, it's going to be hard to win those children back without an attorney. The other thing is you could also contact your elected representatives. I strongly urge you to write a letter to your state rep, your state senator, your
Mhm.
U.S. rep, your U.S. senator, the governor of your state, the mayor of your city, and your
Mhm.
person. So that's U.S. rep, U.S. senator, state rep, state senator, governor, mayor, city council person.
Okay.
Okay, write them all a letter, tell them what you're going through, tell them you voted for them. They have no way of proving you didn't. Tell them you voted for them and you need their help with this situation to get your children back. They have the power to also step in and do something.
Okay.
All right. But keep
All
me
right.
posted. Shoot me a text. Let me know what's going on. And if I can help, I'm here.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Stay positive. No problem, Queen. All right. God bless. Black elected officials. Black elected officials. Black elected officials. This is what you're supposed to be dealing with. Congressional Black Caucus. You keep talking about Donald Trump.